Hey guys, Luke here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Sam Burgess moving from, I think it's Bath and Rugby Union to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, I should have actually looked up where he was actually playing Rugby Union, but basically Sam Burgess moving back from Union to the South Sydney Rabbitohs in Rugby League. It's his long-awaited return. I think a lot of South fans were hoping he was going to come back. Probably weren't expecting it to be this early, but I suspect a lot of people actually were expecting it. Me, myself, I actually thought he'd come back. I didn't think he'd make it to the World Cup for Rugby Union, and power reports probably shouldn't have made it to the squad, but somehow he did. He played in the World Cup. He's copped a lot of criticism, maybe rightly so. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a Union. I don't really watch too much Union, so I can't say if it was rightly deserved or not, but I suspect some of it was. But I mean, from what it seemed to be, he was the only one who played shit, and I can guarantee that's not how it happened, but he probably was one of the players who did play shit. Just talk straight up. I think Sam Burgess is a great signing. However, they've had to release like 3/4 of their squad to keep him. So basically at the Rabbitohs, they've got Greg Inglis, Sam Burgess, and Burgess brothers. Like, that's all that's really left it now. Sorry, there's Adam Reynolds. I'm obviously being dramatic for entertainment purposes, but yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of I'm not going to say bad morale, because we don't know. All this is speculation. But you just, see things like Dylan Walker leaving, like the Aaron Gray, Dylan Walker situation. They were both at the Rabbitohs at the time when it happened. You see, you see the rumours of like Adam Reynolds wants out now, Luke Keary wants out. Luke Keary having arguments with Russell Crowe. Has Sam Burgess really disrupted the Rabbitohs side? Now, they won the premiership with him there, and I guarantee you, Sam Burgess doesn't play in 2014, they get nowhere near that premiership. He might not have played the best in the grand final, even though he got the Clive Churchill, I think it was. I seriously don't think he played that well, but just him being on the park influenced it a lot. Like, he's a really, really good leader, and I think the Rabbitohs were missing that greatly. They were missing it big time last year. They let go of Tim Grant. Things of like other players they let go. Obviously, Glenn Stewart's gone. Dylan Walker, probably the biggest one in my opinion, but you can just see that a lot of big names are gone from that side that won in 2014. It's only 2 years ago. Like, one season has gone by in between, and already they've lost so many players. Now, obviously, teams that win the premiership, their teams crumble. I mean, look at the Roosters as well. Roosters have crumbled this year as well in terms of players they've lost and players they've gained. And that's probably going to happen to the Cowboys very, very soon. Cowboys probably drop off next year. Broncos as well. Although Broncos never really drop off too much. Salary cap. Whoops. I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, like the Rabbitohs, I don't really know exactly where I'm going with this, but I think what I'm trying to say is they've gained Sam Burgess. It's a big addition. But in the whole grand scheme of things, do the pros outweigh the cons? And I'm not sure that they do. Sam Burgess obviously adds leadership. He can play 80 minutes, might help with the interchanges. He's a really, really good player. Like, he's a really, really good player. Maybe the best forward in the game on his day. I mean, you can argue all you want who's the best actual player, but Sam Burgess is always going to be talked about as being one of the best, if not the best. So I think that says a lot about him. I mean, depending on who you are, you might say he is the best, or he might be one of the best. But I'm sure there's a lot of people who say he's the best forward, best prop, best second row, best lock, whatever position you consider him as being his actual position. But I mean, he's sat out a year. Well, not sat out a year, but he's played Rugby Union for a year, and it's a different game to Rugby League, different training, you would think. Just in general involvement. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good for his body. He's not going to be as banged up or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's going to be completely different. Maybe he's going to be very rusty. Take ages to get fit and firing. Who knows? It's hard to say at the moment. Sonny Bill can do it, but Sonny Bill's a freak of an athlete. He's sort of a one-of-a-kind athlete. As much as I don't like Sonny Bill, you got to admit, athlete-wise, he's one of the best, one of the top that we've seen for rugby league sort of standards. I'm not talking about, obviously there's a lot of great athletes in the world, but in terms of what Sonny Bill does, he's one of the best. Sam Burgess, also a really good athlete, but, switching between sports, is he able to do that in such a quick time as well? I'm not really sure. But yeah, my biggest concern Sam Burgess' ability to speak for himself, his accolades speak for himself. Everybody knows Sam Burgess is a good player. What concerns me for the Rabbitohs is that they've let go of like half their squad. They've let go of a lot of their best players. I mean, is Inglis going to be leaving at the end of the year? Can they afford to keep him? Who knows? Luke Keary, like I've talked about, rumours he wants out. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Like, a lot of these are just rumours. They're just that. Obviously, the rumours with Keary are true that he had an argument with Russell Crowe, but in terms of, leaving and that sort of stuff. Who knows? But Adam Reynolds, there was rumours he wants to leave. Is that going to happen? Who knows? John Sutton's getting on. They've got some of those sort of players getting on. Griezmann's already signed with Panthers to leave in 2017, I think it is. Dylan Walker's gone. And Dylan Walker is who I'll be talking about next time I do one of these videos. I'll talk about that. I think he's a huge loss. I'm pretty much trying to say is that I think the cons outweigh the pros in this Sam Burgess situation. You bring in Sam Burgess, obviously it's a big signing for him, but I think the Rabbitohs have always been lacking in their backline a little bit, and now they're lacking like completely after losing. Bryson Goodwin's another one who's rumoured to be leaving, but they've got Ava back this year. I know he did play a little bit last year, but for the most part he was gone for good reason too. But he's done his time. He'll be back this year, probably fit and firing, you would think. But Goodwin, maybe Goodwin will be leaving. Maybe he'll find himself on the wing. Who knows? But Dylan Walker, he's a huge loss, and it just adds to the whole thing of Greg Inglis carrying the back line, which I think he does. They haven't really had star backs for the last few years. They've sort of had decent backs, but no one who's really been outstanding apart from Inglis. Obviously, Dylan Walker's risen up to be a really, really good player, but the rest of the back line being quite average. I think even South fans be able to admit that. It's been the forward pack and just, the halves and that being very, very good. And Isaac Luke's probably the biggest one I haven't even talked about. I totally forgot about him. Isaac Luke is a huge loss for the Rabbitohs, and I don't think I've actually talked about him either in this sort of series. But I'll talk to him about him in a later date. But I think he might be the biggest one to replace. And Sam Burgess, great signing, but the rest of the other signings, or leavings, I should say, I think they're the biggest story for the Rabbitohs. They've signed Damien Cook, signed a few players, but Sam Burgess is their main man. He's what they've invested in. They're kind of banking on him coming back, and I think they're going to pay for it this year. I think the Rabbitohs are in a rebuilding stage. Sam Burgess, is he the right man to build a team around? It remains to be seen. He's not a bad player by any means to build a team around. He's a great player to build your team around. Just a matter of how much money they've actually invested in him and what's left for the other players. Because as we've seen, a lot of players are already leaving. Does that mean they have a lot of cap space left, or did they cut them to make sure that they had room for Sam Burgess? Because I think it might be the latter. Anyways, that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at MrLuke and YT, Facebook page in the description below, and leave in the comment section below what are your thoughts on Sam Burgess re-signing with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. See you later, guys. Bye.